God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. But God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows.
Welcome to Season 3, Episode 30 of Your Journey is Not Over. My name is Tanya Pearson Randolph. This is my own personal journey. This is my healing journey. And the expressions and opinions are of my own. I own all the rights to my personal journey, to my healing journey, and to Your Journey is Not Over. Neither are to be used, copied, nor edited in any way without my consent. Well, getting right back into my long, lonely days in complete lockdown. As I've said before, I was numb. There was no reflecting, no understanding, no healing, no releasing. A whole year and 9 months I had to begin my healing journey. I had no clue that I even had things, traumas, betrayals, disappointments, mistakes to even heal. Again, we are what we're born into, and that becomes normal. We're a product of our environments, and without seeing anyone, one single person even, that broke the cycles of dysfunction and destruction, I relate it to that movie Stepford Wives. We are programmed, yes, programmed, from birth into our environments. So we act and think accordingly. Again, I never even realized I wasn't educated on childhood traumas, on adult traumas, on anxiety, on panic attacks, depression, PTSD. I had no knowledge. I just did what I'd always done, been forced to do. I carried on as if nothing ever happened. Well, when you go into lockdown, there is no just carry on, or get out of your head, or just do it. It doesn't work like that. I always say, if it was that easy, don't you think people would do it? It's not that easy. I know all too well. And the more people try and make you, well, you lock down even more. You stand your ground and you dig in deeper. Truly, it's all about safety. And the word safety can mean so many different things to so many people. We find security, comfort, familiarity in our homes, among our things. Again, safety. And for most of us, for the first time in our lives, that we found the safety we had longed for, but unfortunately, we never had. So it becomes our fortress, just like in the movies and in the books. We are like the girl, the boy, locked away in a castle where everything is controlled, provided for, and safe. We all had active, productive lives, and then here we are. First off, I want everyone to know you are not alone. Millions are suffering around the world. I get messages from all over the world, people sharing with me their journeys, their traumas, their setbacks, their mistakes, and also how they've been locked down, locked away from the world. Again, each with our own experiences, our own traumas, our own life lessons, and each with our very own triggers that set off, overloaded our filing cabinets, our subconscious, and caused us to just go numb and retreat for safety. It's all our minds know to do, what our brains tell us to do. Well, I hope and I pray I can help others who are suffering to first understand the why, the how you got there. Start reflecting, trying to understand, to heal, to release all the hurt, the pain, all the sorrow, all the grief, our shortcomings, our mistakes. Release that all to God. It's a heavy load and way too heavy to carry, to drag around. It's a complete surrender and release to God. Give it to God. That's where the healing truly does begin. As I tell our Father every single day, I know my burdens are heavy, and I thank Him for carrying them for me so that I no longer have to. I carried them long enough because I didn't know I could hand them over to God. I thought they were meant for me to bear, to carry, to drag around with me. I thought releasing them to God meant I was too weak, not strong enough to hold my own weight. Well, being strong my whole life broke me. Again, like so many men and women around the world, our true strength comes from giving it to God. It takes a strong person to surrender and release. And it's just like poker, the card game. We all learn how to hold those cards when we needed to, but somehow it's so hard to fold, even when we have a losing hand. It feels like surrender, letting our opponent have the upper hand, letting them win. But it's not like that with God. He wants us to surrender, not so He can say He won. Oh no. So He can say, you are now free to release all that hurt you, all that you survived, all the guilt, the shame. You, in fact, win a life free of those burdens. And yes, the release is hard. It's like handing over this gigantic suitcase that you've carried everywhere with you. You protected the secrets it kept. You guarded it with your life. And it's packed full of a lifetime of pain, of tears, of traumas, of mistakes, of our setbacks. As I said, my release came standing in the ocean, April 16th, 2024. That's when I heard God's voice, and He gave me the understanding I needed to be able to release my big, gigantic suitcase. It was too heavy. I felt like if I didn't, I was going to drown. That gigantic suitcase was going to pull me under and not let me up for air. It's like scuba diving. You have to release, drop the weights to surface, and keep yourself there. So please surrender and release to God. Drop the weight of all the traumas, the hurt, the pain. You get a whole lot lighter and not only just tread through life, you actually will be able to swim marathons. If you are suffering, please know there is hope. You're not stuck. This is not your life for the rest of your life. Utilize your time, that time in lockdown, on your journey, on reflecting, on understanding your journey, on healing your journey, and releasing all those burdens and all that heavy weight to God. God's got big, strong hands. He's got big shoulders. So lifting our suitcases are a piece of cake to Him. What feels like boulders to us feels like feathers to God. Start your healing journey so you can get back to life, back to your life. Start enjoying all the things that you took for granted and you now miss. Get back to where you not only recognize that person in the mirror, you actually love that person in the mirror. You're allowed to. You're allowed to love and honor and respect yourself and give yourself grace. This thing that we all call life is in fact a journey that God sent each and every one of us on. He trusted each of us enough that He sent us here, and we each serve a purpose. And yes, again, my own little way of seeing things. You already know that about me, right? Well, just like Christopher Columbus, his journey that God sent him here on this earth was to explore and try and prove that the world was flat, right? Well, he had to go around and around. I always laugh when I think about that too. But he had to rediscover the same islands to finally come to the conclusion, after many, many trips, I might add, to then discover that the world is in fact round after all. He didn't get that concept the first time around, the second time around. No, it took countless trips to serve His purpose on His journey. My point being, God doesn't care how many trips, how many mistakes made, how many miscalculations made. He knew that Christopher would redirect and get on track and fulfill his purpose. God does not care where we've been, how long we took to get there. All that matters is that we overcome the devil and his obstacles so that we can redirect and get on track, get back into our journeys that we all call life, that God Himself chose, especially for you. Nobody can fill those shoes but you. You're the only man or woman for that job, for your journey. I do not own the rights to the things I chose to share today. I hope beautiful things happen to you and for you. And when they do, I hope you realize you are worthy of every single one of them. Some of you are waiting till you're fully healed to start living again. Healing is a journey, not a destination. And healing actually happens while you're living. Keep going. Never give up. Life will always be hard in some way. So choose the hard that leads you closer to the life that you truly want, closer to God. If you see me glowing, it's Jesus. If you see me healing, it's Jesus. If you see me standing after everything life tried to throw at me, that's definitely Jesus. Every bit of growth, peace, strength, and purpose in my life points back to Him. Because truthfully, without Jesus and all that He taught, stood on, believed in, died for, I would not be who I am today. Thank you, Jesus. Imagine if every morning a bank deposited $86,400 into your account, but whatever you didn't use by the end of the day disappeared forever. That's exactly how life works. Every single day, you're given 86,400 seconds. Once they're gone, you can't get them back. And one day the clock stops completely. Life is too short. Please don't waste any more time than you already have. Use your time wisely and begin your very own healing journey. This concludes my podcast for today. Please join me next Tuesday. Listen in. And always remember, your journey is not over. God bless.
God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've